US President Donald Trump reignited his trade war by threatening more than a dozen countries with higher tariffs on Monday. All strategic allies like South Korea and Japan are facing 25% Trump tariffs. But at the same time, Donald Trump took some of the edge off by signing an executive action to extend the date for all reciprocal tariffs to August the 1st. Reacting to this, the United Nations Trade Agency said that the new trade war deadline only prolongs instability and uncertainties for countries.
Of uncertainty over the tariff pause, US President Donald Trump unveiled a list of festive tariffs for 14 countries on Monday. The latest list has even put some of US oldest strategic allies like South Korea and Japan on notice. Unless they take more US exports and boost manufacturing in America. Tariff range from 25% to 40% are set to take effect on 1st August. Trump said he is ready to impose the duties for the most part, but added that negotiations were still open with some nations.
So South Korea, Japan should take it or leave it?
We're always subject to negotiate something that's fair, but we've talked to most of the countries, and pretty much they've had their way for many, many decades, as you know. And it was time that we just wanted fairness. This is not really equitable from our standpoint because it's just a small token by comparison to the damage that's been done over the years. But we had no other president that was willing to do this.
Apart from Japan and South Korea, Trump sent similar letters to the leaders of 12 other countries, including Tunisia, Malaysia, Kazakhstan, South Africa, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Indonesia, Serbia, Bangladesh, Cambodia, Thailand, Laos and Myanmar, informing them that tariffs ranging 25% to 40% would be charged starting next month. South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa opposed Trump's tariffs. In a post on the social media, he said that this 30% tariff is based on a particular interpretation of the balance of trade between South Africa and the United States. He further said 30% tariff figure is not an accurate representation of available trade data. Following the extension on the deadline till August 1, United Nations Trade Agency said that the decision to extend a negotiating deadline for tariff rates is creating uncertainty and instability for countries.
While the reciprocal tariffs will no longer go into effect tomorrow, as originally announced, but be extended for another few weeks until 1st of August, this move actually extends the period of uncertainty, undermining long-term investment and business contracts and creating further uncertainty and instability. Economic uncertainty has real-world consequences, as we all know, on countries and on sectors.
While Japan is one of the largest exporters of cars, electronics and medical equipment to the US, President Trump's higher tariff could make these items more expensive to US consumers. Also, South Korea, which exports semiconductors, auto parts and ships, the Trump tariff may hit the tech and manufacturing sectors in a big way. The higher tariff slapped by the US will affect Thailand and export electronics, seafoods and machinery. Even Bangladesh and Cambodia are major suppliers of affordable clothing, leather products and furniture are likely to get hit by these stiff US tariffs. Bureau Report, DD India.
The Kremlin stated on Tuesday that it would take time to clarify what weapons the United States is supplying to Ukraine. This comes after US President Donald Trump said Washington would have to send more arms, primarily defensive ones, to Kiev. When asked about Trump's remarks, Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov said that there were many contradictory statements about US weapons supplies to Ukraine, though it was clear that European weapons deliveries were continuing.
Regarding the specifics of ongoing US military shipments to Ukraine, time is still required for definitive clarification. Currently, there is a lot of contradictory information.